Ladies and gentlemen, please take your seats. The show is about to begin.
Hey everyone, welcome to our live stream. We're here to celebrate 4,000 subscribers. This isn't working. Oh well, we're here to celebrate 4,000 subscribers, and it's all because of you guys out there. Now what we're going to do with this show is I'm going to do some giveaways here, 4 physical media giveaways, 2 digital code giveaways. How we're going to do this is periodically throughout the show, you are going to hear this. Just a second here. Let me grab it. You are going to hear this.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for a giveaway.
And that's your cue when we're going to do a giveaway, and we're going to do some movie trivia here. So we got some questions to answer, and whoever gets it the right answer in the chat gets it first. Simon and Jack says, I hope I win. You won't win, Simon, because you're my brother. All right, so let's get started here. First of all, guys, I'm going to have a guest on, Joshua Drake is coming on around 7:10. So hopefully he's going to show up on time. And so if you guys have any questions or comments, leave them in the live chat, and we'll show them on the air. I'll read them off on air. And see here. Let's go back through some of these. See, Basement Blue says, congratulations on 4K. Thanks, man. I couldn't have done it without you and everyone else. Return the Disc, congrats on 4K. Rico Gomez says, yo, what's up? Off the Shelf Movie Night says, I had to be here to celebrate. Thanks for coming, man. Is it 10 p.m., right? Is it 7 p.m. yet? Yes, it is, 7:04. Return the Disc says, physical media rocks. Off the Shelf Movie Night says, rock out, baby. And congrats. 24 Anthony says, congrats. And let's see here. Jack the Narrator says, Josh and Drake. His name is Joshua Drake. He's a YouTuber, does some movie reviews. The Grimy Eeper says, whoa, lots of people in here tonight. Hey, man, we're here to celebrate physical media, right? Return the Disc. What are the chances we get a Picard Season 3 on 4K UHD? Dude, I hope, because they are knocking out of the park with Season 3 of Picard. Every episode, it hasn't been this good since the original Next Generation series. I mean, I'm loving every episode, and every episode's getting better. And they released Strange New Worlds on UHD, so I'm hoping we get a Picard Season 3 on UHD, because I'm gonna buy that. I love the show. Wiz for Hire says, I wanted to say hi, and I hope you have a good stream. I can't stick around, and congrats on 4,000 subs. Well, hey, man, thanks so much for joining in. And no problem. You're always here on the live shows, so we're glad to see you. Jack the Narrator says, have you seen the Arrow June and 4K announcements? Yes, I have, and we're going to get into it soon. But I have a guest on right now, and it is... Who is it? Well, maybe he's not on here. Okay. Okay. Well, Simon was going to come on, but I guess he's not on now, and I'm going to take this thing off. All right, guys. Let's see here. The Grimy Eeper, hoping Scotty pops in, and he is coming in. He's going to be the last guest tonight, and it's going to be fun. Wizfire says, bye, Chad, and good luck. Hey, man, thanks for popping in. JMig101 says, great job. Keep up the good work. Hey, man, again, this couldn't have been done without you guys. You guys are the ones that got us here. I mean, I'll tell you, we started 7 years ago on YouTube, and I think I've said this before, but my first my first thought of YouTube was, well, I want to share my knowledge and experience of filmmaking. Talk about movies, give movie essays, things like that. My focus was all on filmmaking because that's my passion. And so I would do videos. I did some essay videos. I've done some filmmaking videos. Because honestly, when I talk about a physical media release, I always go into talking about the backstory of the production and so on. And for some reason, people just didn't grab to it. So I kind of stopped doing that. And then I was thinking, I get asked all the time, is the 4K worth picking up over the Blu-ray? And so it hit me. It hit me like a ton of bricks. Hey, let's do a 4K versus Blu-ray comparison. And I do native 4Ks. I'm not just ripping a Blu-ray and changing the contrast and saturation levels. I'm not ripping them off of. I'm not pirating them like I know some people do. I have the equipment and I spent the money, and I rip them directly from the UHD disc and the Blu-ray disc, so it's legit. Well, Simon's still in here, but for some reason he's not coming on. So ever since I started doing these comparisons, these side-by-side comparisons, the channel's really taken off. Again, it couldn't be without you guys. John Pemmel says, "What's up, brother? Hey, what's going on, John? Good to see you here." John says, "Put the hat back on. It looks sexy." Maybe I don't want to. Maybe I don't want to do that. I don't want to turn anyone on. Tidbit Kid says, "Congratulations." Off the Shelf Movie Night says, "Side-by-side comparisons on the tube. Always enjoy our banter too." Hey man, and this is what's great too, is that without this community here, I would have never met Steven from Off the Shelf Movie Night. Never would have met John. Never would have met the Grimy Reaper. Never would have met Scotty. Never would have met all these awesome people here that we've all become friends in this community because we all share the passion for movies and physical media. And it's been great. I love meeting these new people here. Tidbit Kid said volume is low. He says, "Oh, sorry, it's me." Yeah, guys, let me know if somebody comes on, because sometimes either my volume will sound too low or the guest volume will sound too high, or vice versa. Let me know in the comments and we'll get that adjusted. Let's see, Tidbit Kid. Oh, I read that. The Grime Reaper says volume is high for me. Is it? Let me turn it down here. Is that better? How's that? Does that sound better? Jack the Narrator says volume sounds fine to me. Yeah, I mean, everyone's different with whatever technology they're using. Well, it's 7:10 and my first guest hasn't appeared yet. So while I wait for him, I'm going to go ahead and show some physical media that I picked up the past few days. Some of them I got in to review. So today I actually picked up Wanted on UHD. Okay, Off the Shelf Movie Night. Good. So I picked up Wanted on 4K UHD. I'm getting some echo. Anyone else? It could be your side, but if anyone else is having some echo or any audio issues, let me know in the chat. And I will be doing a comparison on this as well. I also picked up Razorback. Great movie from the director of Highlander, Russell Mulcahy. Visually stunning movie. Visually stunning. I don't think this ever had a domestic release. I'm not too sure. But it's out now. Hey, Josh is here. Future Filmmaker Reviews with Josh. Hey, Josh, what's going on? Go ahead and, if you still got the link, go ahead and jump on. We'll bring you on. Missing, Universal sent it to me to review, and I'm honestly not sure if I'm going to review this because not a very good movie. I'll just say that. I like to review movies that I'm excited about and that are good, but I don't know. I may or may not. MPI sent me this, All Quiet on the Western Front. And what's interesting about this is that it's a unique combination. 3 different studios work together. You got Netflix, MPI, and then I think it's Cradle Lights. It's a foreign company. They all work together to release this, and it's a digibook. I mean, it is. So you got some stuff there. You got the Blu-ray and the UHD, and man, this thing is absolutely gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. If you haven't watched this on Netflix and you plan on picking this up, don't bother to Netflix. Watch it on this because it's not a 9-day difference, but you can tell a huge difference between streaming and that. Let me see here. Okay. Let's see here. Off the shelf movie night. Agree, missing is not good, unfortunately. Yeah, I actually liked. I guess what is it? Searching. I guess it's kind of like. I guess it's from the same filmmakers, and they're kind of doing this weird universe where everything's done on computer cameras and security cameras and phone cameras. That's stupid. Return of the Disc says nice digibook. Why, thank you. John Pimble says, All Quiet is among a handful of modern World War I era films. Great tone, pace, look, and 4K. Yeah, dude. And I actually I have the original one, which is also a digibook or a media book, whatever you want to call it. And I thought about maybe comparing the two just to see. Basement Blues says, that digibook is one of the best. Yeah, man, it's awesome. And I'm so happy that MPI sent it to me to review. Off the Shelf Movie Night says, yes, I really liked Searching. Yeah, Searching was good. Much better than Missing. Missing felt like a imitation Lifetime movie. Again, Josh, man, if you're still there, let me know if you got the link and hop on. If you don't have the link, then I'll resend it to you. Let me know. Let me check my email. Nothing yet. Let's see here. I don't know. Maybe he's having problems getting on. I don't know. I think what we'll do is we're going to go ahead and bump him, and I'll bring on Basement Blues. So, Basement Blues, if you want to pop on, let's do it. And then if Josh is able to get on, we'll bring him on. I also picked up Arrow's Black Sunday. John Frickenheimer, I mean, come on, and John Williams does the music. Fantastic film. Stars Robert Shaw. I mean, you can't go wrong. And then Unearthed Films sent me the Grand Tour. Really, really interesting background with the Grand Tour. This was one of those. I'm going to go more into it in my review. John Pimble says, bumping guests like the late night talk show host. Hey, man, you got to do what you got to do, right? Scotty says, nice. OG, All Quiet. Yeah, man. So the Grand Tour, really interesting background, which I'm going to get more into my review. But basically, David Twohy, his debut, directorial debut. It was supposed to go theatrical. It was also originally entitled Timescape, which is a much better title for this. And then the studio, it was one of those casualties where the studio took charge and didn't think it was going to make any money. And what did they do? They took the film away from him. They did some changes. They retitled it to The Grand Tour instead of Timescape. Hey, Basement Blues just showed up, so let's have him on here. Hey, let me put in my headphones real quick here. Forgot to do this. All right, man. Man, I'm happy to have you here. We've known each other online for quite some time now, and we keep trying to get on each other's channels, and we're finally here. So let me ask you, the Arrow releases, the new Arrow releases. I'm going to show some pictures here. So we have here is this box set from Empire.
Yeah, I like that.
Real nice box set. Then we have one I'm sure everyone's going to probably order if they didn't get the A24 one. The Lighthouse. I
got the A24 one, but I'm still going to get that one too. It was just too nice.
Yeah. Mallrats is coming out in UHD, and it's coming with two different slip covers. I guess this one's called like an eyeball slip cover, and then they have the standard slip cover.
Yeah.
And then Waterworld's getting a UHD release. The thing with Waterworld, though, is I forgot what they call it, but it's really the European cut, which was not released here in the States. It includes, it's about 3 hours long, includes a lot more footage, but they didn't redo it in, remaster it in UHD, which is kind of a shame.
Yeah, I don't like it when they, lately they've been doing a lot of those re-releases, upgrading to 4K, keeping the same packaging, the same books, the same poster. If they would change it up a little bit, maybe more people might be tempted to purchase it.
Yeah, and when you put it on the shelf, it's kind of like because I would have the Blu-ray and then I'll get the 4K, and it's like, okay, well, which one's which? Which one's the Blu-ray? Which is the 4K? Because it doesn't even say 4K on the box,
right?
Unless you read the description. See, Return of the Disc says these days. Oh, it's a question. These days, there's so many different slipcovers and steelbooks for the same movie. How do you guys decide on what to buy? Do you ever buy multiple copies of the same movie? You want to? You take that one.
So I'm a big collector. I do love the variant slipcovers, steelbooks. So if they change the slipcover up, I'm going to be more prone to buy each edition, especially when it's a big studio release, like any of the Marvel films or DC films or whatever it may be. If they do a different slipcover, I do like having all the varieties.
Yeah. I mean, so if someone came to you and said, okay, like a certain movie, why do you have 4 different copies of the same movie in your collection? Well, how would you explain that to them? I mean, what's the reasoning behind that?
So it really started out with when they upgraded from like DVD to Blu-ray, and they didn't port over the special features. So I would hold on to the DVD, keep those special features, but then again, I wanted the better picture quality, so I upgraded to the Blu-ray. And same way with the 4K, I'll just upgrade and hold on to the previous copies. Plus the fact that there's different artwork, different styles. Sometimes it's hard to choose if I want to buy a steelbook or if I want to buy the digibook. Mm-hmm. Why not just get both of them? So I just get both. Yeah.
I mean, I'm one of those where, I mean, it's nice to have an artwork. It's nice to have real nice artwork. Mm-hmm. I mean, and of course, I love physical media. It's one of my passions. I tend to lean on though is like I know some people who will absolutely refuse to buy a movie that they like just because it doesn't come with a slipcover.
Right.
Is there to me that doesn't make sense because I'm buying it for the movie, not just for the artwork.
Exactly.
But yeah, I mean, to me, artwork or a nice slipcover is a bonus.
Yeah. It's what really draws you into the shelf to pick something off the shelf is by the way that they did the packaging, and also if they limit the release and you have that fear that it's going to sell out, I'm more prone to go ahead and get it day one and pay the higher price. So it really just depends on the situation.
Yeah. So, what are you looking forward to in the next coming months?
Well, I don't have anything in particular. What about you? What are your thoughts?
Well, I know that this year is more stacked than last year. Mm-hmm.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for a giveaway.
Okay, it's time for a giveaway.
Yeah, I guess it is.
All right, so the first one up is Train to Busan, the UHD. This does also include the Blu-ray, so if you don't have UHD, you can watch the Blu-ray. So let's pick out a good question here, and then we'll get back to what we were talking about. That's too easy. Some of these are really easy. All right, this is a good one. So first one to answer this that I see in the comments wins Train to Busan, the UHD. Question is, Jack Nicholson won his first Oscar for what movie? So first person I see answer the question right wins Train to Busan.
That's a good movie.
Yes, so what were we talking about? Oh, yeah, movies are coming out. Yeah, I mean, last year was stacked, and I'm hearing this this year is even going to be more stacked, especially with Warner Brothers, with their. All right, John M. Bell. He's the first one I saw. Well, actually, no, you spelled it wrong. It's not What's the Over the Cuckoo's Nest. So Rico Gomez wins. One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest is the winner. So Rico, you win. Train to Busan UHD. On this channel, you can. There's a about page. I think my email's there, so you can send me an email, and we'll get it to you. And so yeah, guys. So stay. The giveaway for Train to Busan is over. So stay tuned though, because I have 3 more giveaways coming up. Yeah. So Warner Brothers is celebrating their 100th anniversary. Mm-hmm. And they've announced, and I've talked to some friends of mine that work in the industry, and they're coming out with a lot of re-releases in UHD and some new releases in UHD. And I think one I'm really looking forward to is East of Eden.
Oh yeah,
James Dean, and I know that I know that Warner Brothers is actually correcting the colors on that one.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, I guess the previous Blu-ray and DVD release where the colors were inaccurate. Mm. So they're bringing it back to the intended colors. So I'm excited for that one.
I also like the look of those 4 box sets that they're doing. Those look really nice. Of course, I've got I think a majority of those already, but I just love that packaging that they do with the big long box and the book on the inside, so it looks pretty good. Yeah.
Tidbit Kid says I'm in good old Canada, so I'll stay out of the games. Yeah, I forgot to mention this is U.S. residents only. I'm not shipping. I'm not shipping out of the states. John Pimmel says having an upgrade crisis. The Lighthouse 4K. Pondering if I should buy the A24 or the Arrow 4K coming soon. Mm-hmm. What would you say?
Well, the A24 is really pricey. To me, I like, of course, I got the A24 already. I've already received it. But the Arrow box set seems to be a little bit nicer. It's a thicker box. It's got the booklet on the inside. And I'm not sure exactly what else it includes. But I do like those hard boxes.
Yeah. If I had to choose and I had the money, I would buy the A24 because the packaging is so nice on those. Yeah, I mean, I'm curious to see what Warner Brothers has coming out, because there's some movies that have long needed a new transfer, like The Fugitive. I know that Twister. I know they've done 4K restoration of Twister and Gravity. So, and they were announced to come out last year, and they didn't. So hopefully it'll come out this year. Yeah. So tell everyone where they can find you at.
So I'm on YouTube under Basement Blues. I do a video every single day, mostly showing off the steelbooks that I pick up. I do a monthly haul video where I show all the purchases that I've done and also what I've been watching. I watch at least one movie every day. And you can also find me on TikTok. I'm on Instagram. I post on Instagram multiple times a day with my pickups. So all those platforms, Twitter.
Nice. We'll go ahead and put your information in the description. That way, if people, go subscribe to his channel. Like he said, he does unboxings. Almost every day, right?
Yeah, every day.
And it's pretty good. And man. So let me ask you this question: Why do you love physical media? What is it about physical media that you love so much?
Yeah, well, I grew up just loving going to the movies, and I grew up in the 70s and the 80s, and I used to work in a video store, so I love the VHS tapes. I started collecting VHS tapes when I was in my late teens, and up until throughout the 90s until the DVDs came out. And I just love movies. I love having them, and I love having them available to be able to watch whenever I want to. I do stream a lot of things, TV shows. I love Netflix and Disney Plus and all those, HBO Max, but I prefer having a physical copy, and that's my preference.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, physical is always better quality too, especially if you have a home theater system. Do you have a home theater system?
Mm-hmm, I do.
What?
Pretty basic and small. I have a 55-inch TV, Panasonic player, nothing fancy.
Still, I mean, there's a difference. I mean, you can probably tell a big difference. My go-to answer whenever someone says, well, what's the difference between streaming and physical media? Is there a big difference? And my go-to answer is, and I've said this before, streaming is usually between 20 and 30 megabytes per second. UHD disc is between 60 and 100. So right there, I mean, that tells you right there there's a huge difference. And I just... Oh, go ahead.
By the way, I love your videos where you do the comparisons. I know you were talking about it at the beginning of the live stream. But I think to me, that's your niche. You do a really great job comparing the upgrades for some of these releases, and I really do appreciate it.
Oh, thanks, man, because it takes a lot of time. A lot of time. I've said it before, with a movie, I have to watch it twice, and then I have to go through it twice again to do the great screen grabs, and it's a lot of work. Yeah. But I love doing it, and I love the main goal was, again, I have so many people asking me, is this 4K worth upgrading from the Blu-ray? Right. And so, my whole goal is to show the differences, and if it's worth shelling out your money to pick up. That's was my whole goal. See, Josh is in the waiting room. He is about to come on. So, man, thanks so much for dropping by. We'll have you on again because I want you on again a little bit longer. But thanks for coming on. And everybody go follow Basement Blues. John Pimmel said he just subscribed to you. So that's awesome. All right, man. We'll come on the show again, and we'll see you. All right, thanks.
Y'all take care.
All right, now let's bring on Josh here. Josh, you there? Good old buddy. Sounds like you're having. Sounds like you're having some technical problems there. All right, let's go ahead and... All right, Josh, hey, man, if you can hear me, your audio was way off. I couldn't hear. It was kept going in and out. I couldn't hear. There's a lot of distortion. Couldn't hear what you were saying, and your video wasn't showing up either. So if you can get that fixed, come back on. If not, well, we're going to have you on another time. Simon, my twin brother, keeps coming on, and I keep turning him on, not turning him on. That'd just be weird. I'm not going to turn on my twin brother. But I keep turning on his video, and he keeps going away. I think he's shy. Simon, are you there? Simon! Okay, I don't know what's going on. All right, let's see here. Tidbit Kid says, your collection is a thing of dreams. Mine or Basement Blues? Yeah, he's got a huge... he's got a whole dedicated room, wall to wall, with physical media. John M. Bell says, spell check got me on that one. I typed that's... Yeah, sorry, man. But, you got three other chances. Basement Blues says, thanks. Hey, no problem. Thanks for coming on, man. We're definitely going to have you on again. Daniel N. says, buffering. Yeah, guys, so... what are you guys looking forward to coming up on physical media? Let me see here. Let's see if he texts me. No. Simon says I'm not on anymore. Yes, I am. All right. I don't know what's happening to Simon. Simon's gone. Let's go ahead and bring on everyone's favorite. Oh, let's try Josh again. Here he is. Let's see if we can get him on this time. Hey, Josh.
Hello. I'm sorry.
Hey,
I'm going through some technical issues and some Wi-Fi issues.
Oh, that's okay. That's okay, man.
To work around.
Okay, can you...
End up getting kicked out or something. It's all right. I'll get back in.
All right. That's cool. Can you hear me good? Loud and clear?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. Are you good? You cool? You cool being called Josh, or do you like being called Joshua?
Either one is fine.
Okay. All right, man. So it's good to have you on here. Let's tell everyone about your channel and why you love movies. What is it?
Well, my channel is Future Filmmaker Reviews. Joshua. I will be changing the name in a few months. What I do on my channel, I do movie reviews, old and new TV reviews, a bit of music.
Sorry, Josh, your audio dropped out. Let's see here. He's back on. You back on? And we're gonna have to do this another time. I'm sorry, Josh. Let's because we have to move on. Sorry, Josh, man. I really am. I apologize. We'll have you on next time, and hopefully your internet will be better. Let's see here. Daniel N says, been wanting to check out Babylon. Well, I'm giving away a digital code for Babylon. Jack the Narrator got Babylon Steelbook. Great movie for film lovers, dude. Babylon got so much hate when it came on theaters. I mean, critics, I don't understand the hate. I just don't. And there's a certain scene in that movie where an elephant, for lack of a better word, takes a dump on somebody at the beginning of the movie, about 10 minutes in. And there's some critics that couldn't get past that for some reason, and that ruined the entire movie for them. And it just didn't make... I don't understand why that they allowed that to ruin the movie, because the context, that whole scene in the context was supposed to be kind of humorous and show what actually happens when you're dealing with live animals. John Pimble says, I like watching Future Filmmaker Reviews of Joshua. Oh, great, you're subscribed to him. Cool. Basement Blues, the elephant scene was pretty gross. It was gross, but I don't think it ruined the movie. Rico Gomez says, have you heard anything about Rocky set replacement program? And I haven't. I mean, Warner Brothers, the same thing happened with the Road Warrior, and I think, no, it was just Road Warrior, where the new 5.1 mix, or the Atmos mix, was just I'm lost my train of thought. But the same problem with the audio mix happened with Rocky, also happened with Mad Max, the Road Warrior. And they quickly put a replacement program out, and we got our replacements like maybe 3 or 4 months later. And I'm not hearing anything from Warner Brothers. So I don't know. Maybe they're still trying to check it out or what to do. Hopefully we get it, man. Hopefully we get it. At least the video quality is great. Future Filmmaker says, I'm so sorry about my Wi-Fi issues. We'll meet up another time. Yeah, man, I'm sorry you had to be cut off like that. But yeah, we'll definitely have you back on. And everybody go subscribe to Future Filmmaker Reviews. He has some good reviews. John Pimble says, 2022, the year we got 2 films with massive dumps. Babylon and Triangles of Sadness. Hilarious scene. Yeah, I mean...
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for another giveaway.
All right. We don't need to play that twice. All right, so now the giveaway here. And I'm saving the best for last, which is Apocalypse Now, this nice box set. So next up we have 2001: A Space Odyssey on 4K UHD. Everyone that's leaving this stream, you're missing out. So let's go ahead and do a... let's see here. Okay, so the question is... this is a good one. What British adventure horror film follows 6 female spelunkers? Again, this is for U.S. residents only. And first, the first right answer I see in the chat is the winner. So again, what British adventure horror film follows 6 female spelunkers? Let me know. Let's go ahead and Insane, you got it right. The Descent. So Insane gets 2001: A Space Odyssey 4K UHD. I know there's some that answered correctly as well, but Insane is the first one that I saw. So Insane, you get to win this. Again, go to my About page and email me, and we'll get this out to you. Let's see here. Return of the Disc. Thoughts on Scream 6? Well, I liked it better than 5, actually. but it's still not as good as the original ones. All right, I'm going to bring on Scotty here. Let's bring Scotty on here. And he's not there. Scotty, man, come back. Come on. Get on. All right, we'll wait till he gets on. Let's see here. Daniel N. It's spelled the descent. The decent. Oh, did he spell it wrong? He did spell it wrong, didn't it? Sorry, man. I know. I did it earlier with another person spelled it wrong. You spelled it wrong. The descent. I'm sorry. So, Daniel N., I guess you are the winner. If you live in the U.S., let me know if you live in the U.S., because you're the winner. You got to spell these titles right. Sorry, guys. So let me know if you're in the U.S. and you get to win 2001: A Space Odyssey. And I'm sure Insane isn't happy with me. Sorry. Let's see here. John Pimple says, talk about a movie that will benefit from modern transfer and HDR. I love The Descent. Yeah, I hope that it gets a 4K transfer. Right now it's just got a Blu-ray. Daniel N says, can I have Babylon instead? Sure. Yeah, I'll go ahead and give it to you. So let's do this again, guys. 2001: A Space Odyssey is back up for grabs. So again, the first person to get this right, and remember to spell right, that I see, will win it. So let's see here. I'll make this one a little. Okay, so here we go. In 1984's Repo Man, Emilio Estevez reclaims cars. In 2010's Repo Man, what is Jude Law? What does he reclaim? So first person that gets this right wins 2001: A Space Odyssey. First person that I see on there. So come on, Insane. Come on, Insane. You got this. Sorry, guys, about the mess up there. Simon says bunnies. No, sorry. All right, let's bring in Scotty here. There's no video, Scotty. No audio either. You on there? All right. Maybe I have some technical difficulties. Rico Gomez says motorcycles. Nope. Wrong. Jack Narrator says, I know the answer, but I already own 2001. Okay. I mean, there's a really easy way to find out, guys. We live in 2023 now, so first one who gives the answer wins. The Grammy Eeper says, give me the answer, Jake. Insane, man. There's a thing called Google. Look it up. Wow, now I'm depressed for trying to win. Try to win, man. If you, even if someone guesses it first, I'm going to give it to you, Insane, if you guess it, because that wasn't fair. Insane. No, the question is, it's a different question, and you still didn't spell descent right. In 1984's Repo Man, Emilio Estevez reclaims cars. In 2010's Repo Man, what is Jude Law out to reclaim? All right, I'm just going to give it to Insane. Sorry, guys. It wasn't fair for what happened there with the misspelling. All right, Insane. I'm going to go ahead and give this to you. And that question was a little hard. So the next two is going to be Texas Chainsaw Massacre and Apocalypse Now. So you guys got two more options or chances to win. Sorry, guys. I apologize. I didn't notice that it was spelled wrong at first. Please forgive me. Insane, you email me. Go to my About page, send me an email, and give me your information, and we'll send this to you. Let's see here. Let's try Scotty, man. Are you on? You there? Okay, I'm gonna have to try to resend the link to Scotty. Hang on, guys. Bear with me here. Sorry, guys. Okay, Scott, I did send you the link again. Let's see here. Future Filmmaker Review says, hopefully next time I'll have better Wi-Fi, but congratulations to the people winning the giveaways. Yeah, man, don't worry about it. We'll get there. And Sang says, thank you. We will give you my address after live stream. Yeah, just like I said, hit me up. Send me an email. Hit me up in an email. Paul and Simon Gilmore, or I guess Simon Gilmore says, Jack and the Raider, the questions are writing on cards. Scotty says, I'm sorry, everyone. Yeah, I did, like I said, Scotty, I did send you the link. So get back on here. Yeah, all the questions I'm asking is from here. And let's see here. John Pimble says, I've done many live broadcasts in the past, so things happen. And look who's here! Finally!
Can you see me now?
I can see you.
Perfect. How are you, sir? Congratulations. Cheers.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. And thanks for coming on.
My pleasure. I have so many things I want to ask you about.
Really?
Yeah. But first, there was a questionnaire. Things that we're looking forward to?
Yeah, what are you looking forward to for new physical media that's coming out?
I have something old, something new, and something that is just a personal favorite. The old thing first, those Max Fleischer Supermans.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I want those on physical for, again, in terms of the bit rate and the presentation that it's going to be. I want to see it as clear as possible.
Yeah, I totally forgot about that. That's coming out in, I think, in May or June. Yeah, that's going to be awesome. It's not 4K, but still Blu-ray. It's going to look great.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that as well. Let's see. Return the Disc has a question here. Says, for both of you, what's a movie you like that most don't?
Oh,
that's a good question.
I don't know, because now everybody likes a lot of stuff. I don't feel like I'm in competition. The first thing off the top of my head is Weekend at Bernie's.
Oh, I love Weekend at Bernie's. That's
See,
great.
That's what I mean.
I've loved it. I loved it since it came out. I say that's a hard question because movies that in the past, like in the 80s and 90s, that were flops and nobody liked, but I loved, now, almost 30 years later, it's beloved. People love it because I guess it's nostalgia purposes or whatever the reason is. So it's kind of hard to say that because I've been asked that before, and I'll say like Waterworld. That's a movie I loved, and when it came out, and everyone hated. Why do you love that movie? Now I say Waterworld, and everyone says, "Oh, that's a great movie. I love that. That's a fun movie." Same with Last Action Hero.
Oh man, that was like one of the first Blu-rays I bought.
Come here, everyone. This is my nephew. His name is Jackson. Say hi.
Hi.
Say hi.
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 Hi. See?
Hi, Jackson.
Look, you can see you right there. Let me see here. Let me see. Like, there you guys go. So there he is. He's 2 years old. My nephew. Put your tongue back in your mouth. So yeah. So he's 2 years old. My nephew. He's about to leave though. Go back to grandma.
Bye, Jackson.
Yeah, you can have that.
Is that the 2001 box set that you just gave to Jackson?
No. Yeah, that's the thing though. That's one reason why I tend not to hang on to slipcovers, is because inevitably they're going to get ruined. Mm-hmm. Okay, so what were you talking about? Oh yeah, so movies like Last Action Hero. I love that back when it first came out, and now today people are rediscovering it, and they're seeing how, I don't know if I would say great it is, but how fun it is, I guess is a better word. So, yeah,
it's like Mystery Men, which was a movie that was sort of ahead of its time, making
fun
of a genre that wasn't really established yet.
Yeah, exactly. And I loved Mystery Men as well when it first came out. And I was surprised I was surprised I got a UHD release, a 4K release.
Oh, dude, wow.
Yeah, Kino Lorber released it. Let me see here if I can fish through these comments. Some reason I can't go down to the other comments. Are you able to go down, Scott?
Let's see, yes. My last time stamp is 8:43. That says messages from the audience will display here.
Okay.
That answers that.
All right. So yeah, okay. Sorry guys, if I missed your question, for some reason I can't scroll down. So if you have a question or comment that you want us to talk about, ask us again. Yeah. So Return of the Dead. That's always been. It used to not be a hard question for me to ask, because I would say Waterworld, Last Action Hero, Mystery Men. But now today, you say those titles, and people say, "Oh, I love that movie. That's a fun movie." So, but movies today? I'll tell you a movie that everyone seemed to absolutely love and that I hated was Scream 5. I could not stand Scream 5. The acting and the dialogue was so bad for me. It felt like a Lifetime soap opera with the dialogue and some of the acting. So that's one for me, a newer movie that I did not like at all, that people seem to absolutely love.
Well, I just recently watched the Blu-ray of The Batman. I don't have the 4K or anything, but I just watched it, and it's a gorgeous-looking movie, especially in the the HD, not the 4K. But it looks great, and I was just really, really surprised by it, and I was anticipating not liking it at all. 3 hours for Batman, and I was like, no. Yeah.
I mean, it's good. The only thing I don't like about it is how, I guess, emo they made Bruce Wayne. But, that's probably just to start him out with the loss of his parents and trying to, trying to piece everything together, him being Batman and the loss of his parents. And then I think the sequels, he's probably going to be less emo. But yeah, Batman was great. Jack the Narrator says Mystery Men was in dire need of a 4K scan. Yeah, I don't have it. I've been wanting to get it, but I don't have it. Jack the Narrator says these new Scream requels aren't doing it for me. I don't know if they're not really requels, but they're sequels because it is Scream 5 and 6, so they are technically sequels. Let's see. Cemetery Studios says the Grammy Eaper, there's 2 of us. Oh, yeah. Me and Simon are twins. So Simon's on there.
I've never read, listened to the audio commentary by the, I think, one-time director. I'm surprised.
Yeah.
Like, again, I agree with you in terms of not only the content of the movie as opposed to the packaging, but also the special features. I've always been a sucker for special features.
He's back.
He is back.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I've never heard the... whoops, what happened there? I've never heard the commentary myself.
Me either.
But going back to the one and only time... That is the one and only movie he's ever directed. And I don't know if you've looked into the history of who this director is, but he got to start making those Taco Bell commercials in the 90s, the Chihuahua commercials. And some music videos, so I guess they thought, hey, let's give him a shot. And I do think they may have given him a little bit too much freedom, but
I'm just a big fan of any movie with Tom Waits in it.
Oh, I can't believe how many and I can't believe how many cameos there are in that film. I mean, it's just filled to the brim of cameos. What are you doing?
Michael Bay is in that movie. Anyway.
Yeah. What are you doing?
But the thing from now that is coming out that I'm really looking forward to is Shin Ultraman. I don't know if you've had an opportunity to see Shin Ultraman.
I haven't. Mill Creek is putting those out on physical media, and they send them to me whenever they come.
Oh, you're in for a treat, sir.
So, yeah, I think it's supposed to be released this month or next month. But, yeah. Let's see.
Lastly, on my trilogy, it is Confess Fletch.
Oh, that I've actually heard was a good movie.
I've seen it. I paid the exorbitant amount when it was on streaming, and now I'm looking forward to having it as part of my Fletch collection.
Yeah, I think it's on Peacock right now, too. And it is coming out on physical media. And I haven't watched it yet, but I'm hearing some good things about it.
John Hamm.
John Hamm.
Hamm fan.
Oh, John Hamm's awesome. I love John Hamm, everything he does. And he is hilarious. He has really good comedic timing. Mm-hmm. Let's see. Jack Narrator says, decent auto commentary, but nothing special. Oh, for Mystery Men.
Oh, okay. Makes sense. Thank you.
The Grimy Yeeper says, I thought the dude who directed Escape from Tomorrow, where he sneak filmed everything at Disneyland, needs to direct again. Love that movie. Oh, yeah. I have never seen that movie, but
I have heard things about that movie, but I haven't seen it. But it is like just a fascinating experiment in guerrilla filmmaking.
Yeah, and I've heard from different people, was it really filmed secretly? Was it? Because Disneyland is just loaded to the brim with security. It would be really hard to be filming a movie in there without being noticed.
But it's kind of Hitchcockian because everybody has a camcorder at Disney World.
Yeah, true. But then again, you're filming. I never seen it, so I'm not sure how they did it. Yeah. But I've heard from some people that I've worked with in the industry saying, they're just saying, I'll just say this: was it really filmed secretly? So I don't know, but who knows?
I thought you were going to say it was Busch Gardens instead.
It's let's see, Jack the Narrator says Paramount Plus. Confess Fletch. Let's see, Tibbet Kid. Did we get to you? Oh shoot, I lost your comment. Tibbet Kid. Let me go. Let's see if I can find it here. You see, there's Scott. Tibbet Kid.
Perhaps a critically panned movie might be easier to Ant Sweep. That's what I got.
Oh, okay. Critically panned movie.
Critically panned movie that I really enjoy. Well, what did I... Okay, and there is... And this is just cheating. I apologize. I'm literally just saying the last thing I saw. Spice World.
Oh, really?
It is so just silly and fun and 90s, and I like the Spice Girls music, so whatever.
Hey.
It's got Roger Moore and George Wendt in it. Elvis Costello is there.
I've seen the movie. I mean, it's just a fun movie. I'll tell you one that was panned, and I spoke about just a few minutes ago, Babylon. Critics hated that movie, and to this day, I don't understand why, because anybody who loves the art of filmmaking would love that movie, but I'm just not sure what they couldn't get around, get.
And just in answer to the question, I'm curious if people are critical of it because wasn't the last one Damien Chazelle was La La Land?
No, well, yeah, right. Did he do First Man before or after La La Land?
Ooh, that's a good question. I don't know.
I think he did La La Land. No, I think he did First Man after La La Land, if I'm not mistaken. Okay. But yeah, First Man was completely panned by critics as well.
True.
And it was awesome. I loved First Man. Let's see here. Before we John Pimmel says, I am looking forward to what TerrorVision will be announcing over the next year. Brad Henderson rules. Yeah, I'm as well, man. I'm interested to see what all these boutique companies are putting out. It's going to be interesting. Every time someone says TerrorVision, I'm immediately thinking of the movie TerrorVision from the 80s. That's another movie that I love. I love that movie. And I think if people saw it today, they'll be like, what is this? Rico Gomez says, Disney has a remastered 4K of Cinderella, but you have to be a member. Actually, they're releasing it publicly as well. I think what they're doing is people that are a member first, and then later on they're going to release it publicly because it is coming out. Also, they announced Snow White is coming out in 4K, which would be cool.
So interesting to see the artifacts of the hand-drawn animation.
Yeah, I think that one I'm going to pick up. The Grammy Yeeper says The Big Hit, starring Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch, or Marky Mark is my guilty pleasure. Yeah, I remember seeing that movie once and I enjoyed it. It was pretty fun.
It's got Ben Sisko.
Yeah, exactly. Jack Narrator says First Man was my favorite film of 2018.
Nice.
I gotta find out. Did that come before or after La La Land? I think La La Land was it La La Land 2016?
Well, the only reason I bring it up is because the 1-2 punch of La La Land and then Babylon could be a detriment to it, but...
Well, La La Land was beloved by critics, wasn't it?
No, I know, but when you knock it out of the park with Hollywood... And
I see.
Hollywood, it's like...
Yeah, First Man... Yeah, La La Land was 2016, First Man was 2018. And that's one thing that I've asked as well is Damien Chazelle... he's had 2 huge critically flop movies, First Man and Babylon. If his third movie is going to be a flop, our studio is going to want to bank him anymore. So he needs a hit. He needs a hit.
Who's the gentleman who directed Donnie Darko? Richard
man.
E. Kelly or David E. Kelly? It's a Kelly.
I think it's David, right?
I don't know. I got
Or is it
Southland Tales
Richard?
right here.
Yeah, same person. Or is it Richard?
Richard Keller.
Richard, yeah.
And
Yeah.
so, yeah, he eventually sort of faded after The Box and Southland Tales. And he sort of faded into that. Like, if you think that Shyamalan has had a rocky career, then just look at Richard Kelly.
Oh, yeah. I mean, yeah, after Southland Tales, because that was an expensive movie at the time as well. And I remember when that was coming out, and he was going to have this whole universe, this whole Southland Tales universe. He was going to have comics, an animated show, a TV. You know, he was planning it all out as this huge thing. Yeah, Southland Tales, and that's another one too that people or critics panned, and I didn't mind it. I thought it was pretty good. It's fun. But yeah, that was a huge bomb, and no studio wanted to bank him to make another movie after that. And I think he did some. No, actually, he did The Box after that. I think.
Yes.
And I think that was a big flop as well.
Yes.
And then
they called it derivative of Shyamalan.
Yeah, I think he started directing a few TV episodes. But yeah, it'd be nice to see him come back. Tidbit Kid says he looks forward to Beverly Hills Cop 4 just because I root for Eddie Murphy to hit his stride and do some more films consistently. The only problem I have with that is that originally, who's the director? The director of Dolomite, which was great. Was originally set to direct that, I believe. Dolomite Is My Name. Greg Brewer. He was originally set to direct Beverly Hills Cop 4, and I don't know what happened. Some reason he fell out, and then they brought on this other director, which I don't remember what his name. I just remember I wasn't a fan of his movies. Let me look him up real quick. You want to? Is there any questions there while I look this up?
Well, Jack Narrator just said that they revisited Southland Tales. It really has grown on me over the years. Yeah, it has. And it's also an interesting artifact of its time, like in terms of power struggles and politics and stuff. And also just a fascinating performance by Dwayne Johnson. It's amazing. And I am also looking forward to the return of Eddie in any capacity. Also, I don't need a lot of him. Whenever he shows up, it's special, and I like it that way.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, so this Mac Malloy is directing the new Beverly Hills Cop, and he hasn't directed a feature film. Okay. He got his degree in graphic design. So I'm not sure what he's done. I haven't seen it or heard of any of his works. I'm not sure what he's done, but I don't know. You know, Beverly Hills Cop 4, I think, needs to be directed by someone that, a top knows what he's doing, a top director, especially that's able to mix comedy and action, blend it together the way Martin Brest and Tony Scott did.
Not so much John Landis.
No, that was bad. No, that's a Pan movie that I agree on. Let's see, Return of the Disc says Giselle will be fine. Yeah. I mean, he still needs a hit though. Let's see. Jack Narrator said, "Oh, you already read that." John Pemble says, "God bless Eddie and View for introducing me to Rudy Ray Moore. That 4-disc set of his films on Vinegar Syndrome is lovely."
Nice.
Yeah. Return of the Disc says, "Will Beverly Hills Cop 4 be theatrical?" Doubtful, unfortunately. I think Netflix is just doing it for the streaming. That's one thing that sucks about Netflix. I mean, Apple, they know what they're doing. They're spending, I think they said $1 billion or $2 billion this year on movies, but they're releasing them theatrically first. Martin Scorsese's The Flowers of Blood Moon, is that what it's called? Wow. Originally, it was supposed to just have a limited like 1 week release in New York and LA. Now it's beginning a wide release on October 28th, I believe, or 27th. So it's supposed to be everywhere to play in a wide release theater. So I can't wait to check that out. And they're allowing him to keep his cut of the film, which is 3 hours and like 36 minutes or 33 minutes, somewhere around there. Still not as long as The Irishman, but still a long movie. Let's see here. Well, Beverly Hills... Oh, we already read that. Basement Blue says, it is a nice set, John Pimmel. Yeah, I totally agree. Let's see here. I think it's time for...
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for another giveaway.
All right. Stop. We don't need to hear that twice. All right, guys. So we're going to give away Texas Chainsaw Massacre 4K UHD. U.S. residents only. And let's try to find a good question here for this here. Okay. Now remember, spell things right. Spell things correctly. Sorry about the mishap last time. So the question is, in what 70s movie are Earth's last survivors required to die by the age of 30? I'm sure Scotty knows this answer, but whoever gets the answer right first, whoever I see gets the right answer first on the chat, wins Texas Chainsaw Massacre. So again, in what 70s movie are Earth's last survivors required to die by the age of 30? All right, so...
I'm using all of my restraint, but I did get something new that was just recently released.
Oh, really? Okay, wait. Oh, let's go and do... Oh, Dragon Slayer.
Yeah. Anyway.
Brent Madison, I saw your name first, so Brent Madison gets to win the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Sorry for everyone that's also guessed the right answer, but I saw Brent first. So again, go to my About page and email me, send me an email, and we'll get it to you.
See, you're lucky to have me on the panel because I'm Canadian. I can't even play this game.
Oh, really? Yeah. Okay. So, Dragon Slayer. Yeah.
I just got it. I haven't seen it yet, but I just got it. So
yeah,
I am.
That is a phenomenal restoration. New transfer. I mean, I was blown away by that transfer. Because before now it was only available on DVD. Mm-hmm. And give you a real quick. This is actually I did a 4K DVD comparison. That's going to be on. I think it's launching Sunday morning. But just to give you a quick insight on the DVD and other releases, there's two scenes. One scene is where they're having a funeral for a sorcerer, and the fire is supposed to be green. On the DVD, it's blown out. It's more like a white, goldish, or white greenish color. It's really blown out. Same with another scene near the end when he's in the dragon's lair and the fire is coming up from the water. It's supposed to be green, and it's same thing. It's blown out like a blown out white green. On the new restoration, the new transfer, it's this really nice, vibrant, almost neon green. I mean, it's like it's a night and day difference. It's incredible. Yeah.
I mean, see, I have a weird problem with fantasy, and I'm not going to get into it too much because I don't want to get yelled at. But I've been trying to build up my fantasy affection, and so I did get Dragon Slayer along with Excalibur on Blu-ray for the first time. I haven't seen Excalibur since I saw it on VHS, and I am very much looking forward to that.
Hold on. I just have to address something real quick. I see in the chat some people are saying Rico posted first. As I said, guys, I'm sorry, but it may not come in at the same time you guys are seeing it. The first person I saw was Brent. So I'm sorry if Rico, if you were the first one, I'm sorry, but the first person I saw on my side on the chat was Brent. So again, I apologize. But you have a chance to win Apocalypse Now. So don't get mad, okay? I mean, I can only see what comes on my end. So sorry, guys. All right, sorry. All right, Scott, I just had to point that out.
No, fair enough. And I would also like to say I had the answer before all of you. No, I
Well, you did. I know you knew it right away. So what were you saying about the fantasy? What?
Well, I was asking you about the transfer of the Blu-ray for Excalibur. Have you seen it? Are you a fan?
Oh yeah, I own it.
Yeah. Is there
it's
a 4K?
Not yet. I'm hoping that there's going to be one. I keep hearing there's going to be one, but I heard that for the past couple of years. I mean, the transfer is good because other than that, all we had was the DVD. So it's better than that. But it still it needs a new transfer. You haven't watched it yet?
I haven't seen it since it was on VHS. No, I'm really
okay.
looking forward to it, and I'm looking forward to being sharper because it was like watching through a cloud on VHS.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be way better than your VHS. I will say that there's still, I guess the atmosphere, John Borman, right, director, was to have kind of a smoky image, but it is a lot sharper than that. Lagrami Ypres says, "You'll always be a winner to me, Rico. You're always a winner, Rico. Go get him." I mean,
be rude to make a Starship Troopers joke.
Rico. Go ahead. I don't.
Well, it's not up to you. It's up to Rico.
Yeah, I mean, I've been a big fan of fantasy, sci-fi. What do you? I guess what is your favorite genre of film? Like, what is your go-to?
I would have to say sci-fi because the ones that I revisit the most are sci-fi. Like, and even if it's, I guess adventure, sci-fi adventure.
Yeah. I mean, I gravitate more towards that as well. Science fiction, fantasy, adventure is too, and comedy. I know some people are really hard on comedies. To me, I think the only ones that did it right and did a great job of spoofing other movies was the Zucker brothers and Jim Abrams. And other people try to copycat what they did, and it just can't be done. They had a unique way of doing it where it worked, and there's some comedies where it doesn't work. JMig101 says Year of the Dragon would be great on 4K. I think I heard it was coming out on 4K. I'm not sure. I do know that. Let me see here. I do know Enter the Dragon is coming on 4K this year.
Nice.
And it's actually getting a theatrical release in 4K later this year. So I'm looking forward to that. Jack, the narrator, says that smoky cinematography was a staple of the 80s filmmaking. Yeah, it definitely was. Tony Scott was a big one where he, like, even though it's in the 90s, True Romance, it's like every room was all smoky. It's just that aesthetic. Jack the narrator says sci-fi horror has the most potential for creativity. Well, yes and no. I mean, honestly, when you look at directors who first start out making films, they're either making porno or they're making a horror movie. Those are the two ones that they start out making. And the reason why, like kind of what you said, the reason why a lot of them start up with horror is because of the creativity, and you can do a lot more with it than, say, a drama or an action. And I've heard a lot of people say that, every movie's hard to make, every genre is hard to make, but comedy is the hardest to make. And I don't know. Do you agree with that? Do you think comedy is one of the hardest genres to make?
I think that it is difficult to surprise people in that particular way. Yeah, to make a person laugh is the most pleasant of surprises. And when you've got people who are like, yeah, do it then, monkey, Dan. Then yes, you've got a hard audience to begin with. And when you go in, and I think that's something that is lost in genres today, is that we don't have a lot of big comedies that people go to the theaters with, because one of the best things in the world you can do is laugh with a group of people in a room, especially if they're strangers. Yeah,
exactly. And I've noticed some people have said that, I don't like going to see comedies because I may be the only one laughing in the theater. like I get the joke, but no one else gets the joke kind of deal. And timing. I mean, comedic timing is really hard to nail down perfectly. Mm-hmm. So yeah, all my filmmaker friends have always said comedy is the hardest genre to make. John Pimmel says, sometimes comedy can be rough. Audiences sometimes need to evaluate if they are really in the mood for comedy on that day. It's also subjective to eras and times. That's true. That's true, because there's a lot of comedies, even back in the 60s, 50s, 70s, where you look back today, and if you didn't grow up in that era, if you didn't see it, then you're kind of like, you don't get the joke. There's some people that will laugh just because they don't understand it, and so they just laugh because it doesn't make sense, but they still don't get the joke. And that's kind of like what John is saying, subjective to eras of its time. That's definitely true. Tibbet Kid said, recently saw Coneheads on Blu-ray and was surprised by the who's who of 90s comedy actors. Well, yeah, it's a trio of SNL cameos, actors. They were kind of like, it's kind of like Adam Sandler, where every movie he makes, he brings in all his friends. Kind of the same deal with other SNL actors. They bring in their friends, which is awesome. I think that they do that. See, JMeg 101 says, yeah, I have a DVD of Year of the Dragon. Hard to watch once you start watching 4K. Yeah, everything really is. Once you start watching 4K. Go ahead.
Well, I was going to show you another member of my media family.
Yeah.
And I got this. It's not 4K, it's a DVD. But speaking of things that are of them times, and you will not be able to recreate it today, from director Roger Vadim, with a screenplay by Gene Roddenberry based on a novel by Francis Pollini. I have.
You need to here. Let me full screen that for you. There we go. You need to hold up more in the center. There we go. Oh, did your volume cut out? Huh.
Yes.
When I put you on full screen, your audio cuts out for some reason. Okay. You need to move it to the. Yeah, there we go. Perfect. I can't read it. Okay, your audio is cut out. There we go. There we go. We're good? Let's see. No. Your audio keeps cutting out. Okay. Let's go on here. Let's see. Rico Gomez says, comedy is hard to make because everybody has different sense of humor. That's true as well. Tippet Kid says, Revenge of the Nerds is a hard film to sell to a modern audience for a few scenes, plot points, but growing up with it holds up well. Yeah, you're still here? What are you doing?
Hey, Jackson's back.
Oh, Jackson's back. Yeah, I mean, I agree with that as well.
I'm not going to show off Pretty Maids all in a row now.
What are you doing? What are you doing?
It's awesome.
Say hi. Say hi. Yeah, so, and that's true, too, because a lot of movies that were made in the 70s and 80s, even the 90s, there's a lot of stuff that you wouldn't be able to get away with today in comedies.
Tropic Thunder.
Come on. All right. Come on, Jackson. I'm sorry, even what?
Even Tropic Thunder.
Oh, yeah. I mean, there was people already complaining about it recently, saying that they wanted an apology from Ben Stiller and Robert Downey Jr. with saying they was going blackface, and they completely missed the point, the entire point of that.
Well, and as you mentioned, not getting the joke.
I don't think. Let's see. John Pemble says, "I don't think Jackson is ready to see Thriller yet." Yeah, he's a little too young for that one. Yeah, exactly. They don't get the joke. It just goes over their head. All they see, I guess, narrow focus. They're only focusing on one thing instead of really seeing the context of the film and what they're saying. Let's see. John Pemble says the image is backwards, like 3PO after Chewie assembled him.
This one?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I know what's going on.
Are you mirrored?
Yeah, I can fix that. There we are.
It's okay.
Anyway.
No, there we go.
I'm really proud of this because it is a weird oddity. It's written, the screenplay is by Gene Roddenberry. It does have William Campbell, who played Trelane. It has James Doohan, who played Scotty. It's got Telly Savalas, Rock Hudson, Angie Dickinson, lots of nudity, in a high school, take that for what you will, and it's a whodunit, so there's murders as well. It's crazy. The framing is almost like Caddyshack, but, weirder, because he doesn't have a job. But this is something that it's like one of the things that I wanted to ask you. How do you feel about collecting a physical media library with the intent of somewhat preserving the more controversial of the titles?
Well, I mean, as far as like a DVD, buying it on DVD, if it's not, I tend to wait to see if a Blu-ray or 4K comes out. But yeah, I mean,
this is not getting a 4K.
No, and probably not a Blu-ray either. So something like that, yeah, I would go ahead and buy the DVD. It's like some people think I'm opposed to buying DVD. No, not at all. If I know it's not going to get a Blu-ray or 4K release, then yeah, I'm going to buy the DVD. And then if it ends out doing it, then I'll just sell the DVD and buy the Blu-ray. But yeah, I mean, I have a lot of exploitation movies that like Thriller or Cruel Pictures one. I had it on DVD, and then I bought the Blu-ray. Now I have the 4K from Vinegar Syndrome. And so
do you have I Spit on Your Grave?
No, I did not pick that one up. I used to. What was that?
Fair enough.
Yeah, I did have it on Blu-ray, but I didn't buy the 4K. So yeah, I mean, talk about a hard movie to watch.
I've heard.
Oh, you haven't seen it?
No.
Yeah, yeah. I tell people, if you're squeamish, don't just avoid it because
I just don't even know what to expect. I'm terrified.
Yeah, it's not, to me, it's not really the violence, but it's what they do to her. That's yeah, really, yeah, it drags on. I'll say that. The Grime Reaper says, actually, Tippet Kid says Superbad is considered a modern classic. Yeah, that's true, but there's also a lot of stuff in that I don't know if they could get away with today. I don't know. I was actually talking to a screenwriter friend of mine a couple months or so ago, and I asked him that question. Do you think that you'd be able to make? He wrote on 90 shows like Just Shoot Me. He wrote on
Nice.
Married with Children and some other sitcoms, and I asked him about that. Does he think that you would be able to write those type of comedies with that subject matter today? And
animated.
well, he said that he does think you can, but the trick is you have to do it in a way that you have to modernize it. You have to do it in a way where the humor and everything's modernized, but you can still get away with it. He said you may have to be just a little bit more trickier on how you get away with it.
Well, it's funny with comedy because it used to be you had to elevate the vocabulary of your comedy to get it over the heads of the people who you thought would get angry, and then you had to dumb it down to get it to the people who would actually understand that we're just having a bit of fun. And now it's like everybody is everybody has their own tastes, I suppose.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, yeah. I think comedies aren't just the hardest genre to make, but also hardest genre to release because everyone has different tastes and sense of humor. And let's see here. Losing comments here. Grim Reaper says we grew up making fun of people. Kids today grew up being offended. Hard to make that. Your message cut off there, but yeah, I get what you're saying there, 100%, man. Because my niece, I think she's 12. Everybody gets bullied on and picked on at school, but I don't think back in the 80s and 90s or even in the 70s, how do I want to say it?
Then don't.
We didn't take it as we didn't. I don't know how to word it. We didn't take it as. Let's move on. I don't know how to word it. Sorry. Let's see here. Jack, the narrator, says, God bless Vinegar Syndrome. Yeah, 100%. Tidbit Kid, Better Off Dead is considered to be in the same vein of a lot of 80s comedy, but have yet to watch. A less talked about comedy is Hot to Trot, that I believe was a non-financially valuable film.
I've heard of Hot to Trot.
With,
I forget. No, it's vague.
It's Hot to Trot with Bobcat Goldthwait.
Oh, yeah, it is. Totally.
Yeah.
Now I can see the video. I can see the video cover. Thank you. That is Hot to Trot.
Yeah. And Better Off Dead is with
John Cusack.
John Cusack, yeah. Both fun movies. I like Better Off Dead more than Hot to Trot, but great movies. I hope... yeah, I think they both got a Blu-ray release as well. Jack the narrator says, it's this... hold on. Let me see here. John Pamela says, we are half-centurious men. We came from a different adolescence. Much of it, for me, is best as a memory versus something to practice with my wisdom. Yeah, I mean, that's true, 100%. And
I still go fourth Doctor Who on that one and say, what is the point of being a grown-up if you can't be childish from time to time?
Well, yeah, obviously. I mean...
Cheers, I'll drink to that.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, it just don't think things so seriously. Like my dad used to say, "Kiss, keep it simple, stupid. Don't take things so seriously." And I think that's the problem with a lot of people today is they take things so seriously. Like going back on being picked on at school, whatever. I always just kind of was like, yeah, it does make you feel good, but whatever. I always just, you consider the source. Now people are kind of like, take it so seriously that you're giving me so much anxiety over what you're saying to me. I have to go see a therapist and I have to do this and I have to do that. It's just kind of like, sticks and stones.
Well, to quote Chancellor Gorkon from Star Trek VI, The Undiscovered Country, if there is a brave new world that we are going to live in, it is our generation that will have the hardest time with it. So yeah. I can only hope for the best. I do hope for the best. And there's going to be funny. Like, it's also a change in media. Like, even you were saying earlier in the show in terms of what you're looking forward to with the physical release of Picard season 3. Mm-hmm. Now, if you were trying to show an 18, a 20-year-old the original series of Star Trek, are they going to be acclimatized to what is honestly a slower pace of television?
I think that it depends on the person, but I think majority will be bored to death with the original series. Bored to death. And there's a lot of TNG episodes that they would be bored to death with. But that goes back to narrow focus, like I was saying before. Are you watching something just on are you seeing something that's just on the surface, or are you really taking in what this TV show or this movie is really trying to say about culture, about society, about whatever the case may be? And a lot of people these days are just taking things surface level, what's on the surface, and they're not really looking into the context of the movie or TV show.
But even something as progressive as the original series of Star Trek, when it tries to say something, it uses outdated vernacular, and some people would see that on a surface level in spite of the commentary. Anyway, I don't want to get into a whole Star Trek conversation, even though I brought a nudie Gene Roddenberry movie.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure we can go on and on and on about this subject, but let's get back to physical media. Let's see. The Grimy Eaper says, "Future Filmmaker reviews with Joshua Cool. I'm looking forward to watching it on Blu-ray this weekend." Let's see. John Pimmel says, "However, TNG was the first cinematic-looking sounding Trek that could also do the slow burn in that franchise. It was fast sometimes, slow other times, but overall advancing sci-fi TV."
I am not going to even remotely argue with that. I support it, and I appreciate what you're saying. And my entire hope when it comes to any new Star Trek is that it takes people back to see other older Star Trek, because I'm a big fan of discovering not just the media, but also like the physical media. I do want to go back and save stuff. Like I've got Beat the Devil or Race the Devil. It's something about the devil, and it's basically a sequel of Casablanca, and it's an amazing black and white movie. Yeah. And I love having that just so I can go back and watch it. Does it make a whole lot of sense? No. Is it trying to be more exciting than it is? Yes. But it's the way that they're trying to do it with the tools that they had at the time. And I love going back and having that. And so you know what? That's a movie I want to show to my niece, and she's 4.
Yeah, really? Yeah, I mean,
like it's great. There's no swearing. The worst thing that happens is someone goes pew pew and they fall over.
Yeah,
like it's very tame.
Yeah, it's really cool to have those movies in your collection and then showing, like your niece or your nephew as they get older, and showing what makes this movie or TV show important. Why does it? What is it saying? And see. Yeah, let's see here. Let's go ahead and do another giveaway. I don't want to play that clip again because I don't want to hear it again.
Meow, meow, meow.
That was too loud. All right, guys. Last giveaway. Apocalypse Now. This is the box set, 4K UHD. And we're going to do here is the question from this card. U.S. residents only. Let's see here. All right, this is a good one. True or false? Did Al Pacino win an Oscar for The Godfather Part 2? All right, so first one to answer that question that I see in my chat wins Apocalypse Now 4K. Let me ask you a question. Have you seen Martin?
George Romero's Martin?
Yep.
No, but it is on. Yes, I have a list.
Okay, Rico, you're the first one I saw, so you win Apocalypse Now. So congratulations. Now head over to my About page and email me, and we'll get this to you.
Hang on a second. I just want to say, as a secondary judge, it wasn't Rico.
It wasn't Rico?
No, I'm joking.
I know you're joking. It wasn't Rico. Well, who was it? Just someone else.
I don't know.
So congratulations, Rico. Martin is a fascinating movie. I don't know if you saw my video about it, but I go into not just my thoughts on the movie, but also on the making of it and what sets this apart from other George Romero movies. I personally think it's his best movie he's done. It's very atmospheric and it seems more of a personal movie that he made with Martin. And
Martin isn't supernatural.
No. I'll just say this: he may be a vampire. He thinks he's a vampire, and he may or may not be. He may be a vampire, or he's just crazy and thinks he is one. And he layered. This is not spoilers. So what he does is George Romero layers in things throughout the film, like he's a modern vampire, so he wears false vampire teeth, and normal vampire things that would destroy vampire, hurt a vampire, like garlic and crosses, things like that, have no effect on him. They even try to do an exorcism on him, and he just runs out of the room. So he layers the movie with those things to make, is he or isn't he a vampire? And it's throughout the film. It's great. I love that. I think it's his masterpiece, his best film. The Grimy Yeeper says, Poor Rico, but he won.
No, I know.
Pick it. I don't think he took it personally.
Okay,
Insane says, good job, Rico. Yeah, man. Hey, everybody gets a shot here.
Cheers.
John Pimmel says, I wonder if a 5-year-old with no Star Wars history would find the spoof Hardware Wars funny for its absurdity, or does it need a connection to Star Wars to be funny? I honestly think, because I have seen the younger generation watch a comedy, watch something like that with zero context to it, and they just laugh because they think it's absurd, without really realizing what it's being made fun of, what's a spoof of. So yeah, I think that I think they would laugh at Hardware Wars just because it's absurd and it doesn't make any sense.
Well, it's weird. A 5-year-old, I think, would laugh at Spaceballs, but I don't think they would laugh at Young Frankenstein.
That's true, and that's just because of the different type of comedy it is.
Yeah, because and also like it's weird because Young Frankenstein is much more reverential to the filmmaking of the era as well, and when things start going, even from the point where he stabs himself in the leg. Spoilers for Young Frankenstein.
Oh, if you haven't seen it, it's a 50-year-old movie. You haven't seen it now, you're not going to see it. That's what I say. I mean, I agree, and I actually this is controversial because I think that Young Frankenstein is Mel Brooks's better comedies. I think it's one of his better comedies. And Gene Wilder's so good in that movie. Yeah, guys, if you haven't seen Young Frankenstein, you have to check it out. Have to watch it. Let's go and let's finish this out with another giveaway. It's a digital.
I do have one more. I do have one more though.
Okay.
One more because tomorrow is a special occasion, and this was a recommendation to me on a live stream, and it says, "Have you not seen this?" And I was like, "No, I haven't, but I want to get myself a present for it." And so I will be watching this tomorrow. And if you haven't had the opportunity,
April Fool! Oh yeah,
April Fool's Day. And the only reason I did this is because then they said, "Have you seen April Fool's Day?" And I was like, "Wait a second, is that the movie with the lady who has the noose as a ponytail?" And they said yes, and I said I have to buy it. And it was an amazing. This is a Shout Factory release, which is great. It does have new interviews and all that jazz. The transfer is fantastic. It looks great. And, it's a seasonal movie. I think it's up there with Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. So thank you. You were going to give something away.
Yeah, first, I got to say, April Fool's Day, fantastic horror film. And it's smart, too. I think it's a smart horror film, too.
Yeah.
Especially the ending, that ending.
That's one that you cannot give spoilers for. You have not truly experienced April Fool's Day. The twist is perfect.
Oh yeah. I haven't picked it up yet on physical. I don't know why, but I haven't. But I've been wanting to pick that up. Let's go and give this away. This is to Megan. This is digital code. So I'm going to leave it up there for 10 seconds. Whoever gets it, gets it. 10, 9, 8. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And we're gone. All right, guys. So let me know if you got the digital code of Megan. And that is all the giveaways today. I want to thank everyone for first, congratulations to everyone who won. And I plan on doing little giveaways here and there sporadically on this channel. What are you doing back here?
Causing trouble.
Oh, yeah. You seen the stuff I have on my shelf? Let's see. Yeah, let's. John Pimble says.
Do you want to close out the show by yourself, sir?
No. I mean, I'm gonna just close it out now because it's getting late. John Pimble says, "Thanks for coming on, Scotty, but Jackson was a better guest."
This is a true story. I know when I've been bested.
Jackson. All right, come here, Jackson. You want to say goodbye?
He's got to.
Yeah. Oh, there we go.
Hey, I like the hat.
He's celebrating with me. All right, guys. Thanks so much for joining. I want to thank Scotty and Basement Blues, Tony, and Josh. Sorry it didn't work out, but we'll get there. And guys, thanks so much for joining me. And again, I wouldn't be able to get here 4,000 subscribers without you. So thanks so much. And as always, keep physical media alive, guys. And we'll see you next time. Say bye. Say bye.
Bye.
Bye. All right, guys. Take care.